Hey there, and welcome to Retirement Reimagined. I'm Tiffany Neary, Senior Living Specialist, and this is the podcast where we flip the script on senior living. Whether you're a retiree ready to take on a new adventure or just curious about how to make the most of your golden years, you're in the right place. Join me and our amazing expert guests as we dive into everything from hitting the road in an RV, getting your financial ducks in a row, exploring the perks of a reverse mortgage, or just figuring out how to link that smartphone to your car. We're here to inspire, inform, and give you practical tips to live your best retired life. So buckle up, tune in, and let's reimagine what retirement can truly be. All right, everybody, we are going to welcome Pierro Cassano to our podcast today. She is a real estate expert. She talks about ADUs. She wrote some books. She knows the senior community very well. I'm going to let her introduce herself and how she got into the business and what she does to help our senior population.
Well,
thank you, Pierro.
No, thank you for the invite. Really appreciate it. I'm a fan of sharing information because we know that sometimes there are very special situations, especially I'm a senior, so that's why I'm so connected with the community, and it's a chapter in life that is crucial for the rest of our lives. So it's very important to plan. I got connected with the senior community because of my expertise being on the market, working in real estate for pretty much 20 years.
Oof.
And I've been through all the different cycles.
And there has been some interesting cycles in the past 20 years.
Yeah, so you're familiar with that too.
I am. I'm 30 years, so yes.
Oh, okay. So you can share even more. You can share even more. So I think, senior community needs a lot of support for different reasons. And we know different situations depending on the family need. And I think it's very important to give them the best service to help them make their best decision.
Yes. And the senior community sometimes is misunderstood because people don't take the time to listen to what they actually need.
Especially nowadays that everything is technology and everything moves so fast, and some people need, believe me, even for myself, I'm an expert in computer, but not a real expert when I compare with the kids, teenagers, and everybody now is so fast.
And that's good that you're taking the time to prove your skills as a real estate agent and then pass them along to whatever community you're specializing in, whether it be seniors or people under 55. So your expertise is appreciated, and you constantly are teaching yourself more things about the real estate profession.
Well, we know knowledge is said is power. So at the time we need to make a decision, we really need to have information, because otherwise it's like you're making decision like you're blind because you didn't know. Some people told me, no, I didn't know about this. Oh, why didn't you try? Or didn't you think? No, I had no idea about this. So knowledge is crucial.
And that leads me into one of my questions for you and why I'm actually inviting you onto the podcast, because you have a special designation with the National Association of Realtors, and it is for seniors. It's a designation for seniors.
Mm-hmm.
And it trains you in ways that you never thought to think about. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about your training.
Well, it was a long class. I really learned a lot. Things that I never imagined, and I'm delighted that we could share and explain more in depth. Obviously, when people are thinking, for instance, some people are thinking in selling the property because they want to get closer to family. Some others really need to go into a different type of living facilities where they can receive different services and live in that kind of community. So sometimes they may need assisted living, So very, very special topics.
Yes. So when you walk into somebody's house and maybe they have a 2-story,
Mm-hmm.
well, that's not ideal for someone that may have hip issues or in the future may cause a problem in their lifestyle.
Oh yeah, I'm one of them. One floor, one story, So, I already been dealing with clients that are not still seniors, but are getting closer. And they already told me, no, not 2 stories, it's only 1 story, Yeah, we need to plan. I mean, we need to be aware of some kind of limitations that could affect our lives.
Yes, and even if we want to stay in that home and it is conducive to getting older and aging in place, we need to make sure that the driveway isn't on a 45-degree slope and they can still get their trash cans or their mail. I mean, that's a lot of people, not just seniors. So the house must be conducive to aging in place if that is their plan.
Every family will make their best decision based on their personal situation. That's
Yes.
why we always tell people, this is like when you go to the doctor, your situation is unique. Let's go through all the questions and go with it. Find out what is the best. You have this or you have the other one.
Yes, yes. So one of my questions is, I know you specialize in helping maximize income, and you do that in a way by helping the senior community understand the ADUs, the accessory dwelling units, and the laws that go along with those, how they could do it in their house. You have some contractors. You're a go-to person for, again, maximizing income, because a lot of our retirees are on fixed income, and it'd be great to have a little bit more.
Yeah. I also got certified as an ADU specialist. So I'm not in charge of the whole project, okay, because I'm not a licensed contractor, but we work with I like to work always as a team with different professionals. I mean, people sometimes call me because they need an attorney. Or do you need a commercial electrician? Or do you need do you know a CPA? So we really work as a team. Like, for instance, 1031 exchange, we will cover later. Something else for people that want to improve and grow their investments. And ADUs is fascinating because it's still new. Some people don't even know that California passed this law even before the pandemic. And now is statewide. But now there are not the same restrictions like there were at the very beginning. People that have a big lot sometimes can add 1 or 2 ADUs, depending the city. Even for units, people didn't know that there are no more restrictions, that if you have a 4-plex, and if you still have enough space for parking, some cities allow you to convert garages from those units. So I have a client that he has a commercial building in Long Beach, all commercial units, 1 residential, and there are like 5 garages, and the city of Long Beach allowed them to convert 2 of those garages into ADU.
Oh, see, that's
juicy. Yeah, that's juicy.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So obviously you are the go-to for your clients, because not only for real estate, but you have, like you said, a team. You have people that you trust, that you've already interviewed. You already know they're professionals in their field. So that's good. Everybody, Virginia's your go-to girl. Tell us your area that you specialize in.
Well, for me, distance is not a problem. So people don't understand that. They feel that we need to just work around the office in this specific, from this freeway to that freeway, or just one county. For me, service is the key. I just listed the property in Lancaster last week.
Oh, yeah, that's in the desert.
I know. And I also sold properties in Palm Springs. So for me, again, distance is not a problem. For me, service is the key.
Good for you. So everyone is going to be a little bit different. You will know if you can service them the best you can based upon their conversation that you have with them.
Yeah. And I just closed another transaction in Big Bear that I said I was not going to go back. But the client came referred by my son. He bought his property in Big Bear last year. And I said, no more Big Bear. But this person contacted me and he goes, no, because your son. And I, okay. And my son told me, is my best client. He has been coming to my shop for 10 years. So how can I say no? So again, Big Bear, that I love to go to. But obviously, it's not something that I do frequently because it's
Good.
a lot.
It looks like you're in Big Bear right now. So,
Oh, yeah, I love that. Yeah.
all right. Let's see. And just a little bit of background. You're from Argentina
Yes.
originally,
Yeah.
and you were in management in Argentina. And then how did you prepare for your career here in the US?
Well, I didn't really prepare. Being an immigrant is not easy. So you come here and you start seeing, okay, what I'm going to focus on. So, but yeah, I connected with people. I started as a real estate assistant. And I think my previous expertise helped me to go into this career. Originally, I work in a big company like DHL, the UPS.
Yeah.
Money.
International. Yeah.
Yeah. So that really helped me to deal with people, and manage a department, and always in administration. So that gave me an idea how to deal with administration here. At the same time, I was hired later in another company in charge of sales and marketing. So that also helped me to combine pretty much everything and work in real estate. But I think my passion comes because my entire family, when they emigrated from Italy to Argentina, they were in construction.
Oh.
From my grandpa to my dad to my uncles. And it was funny because my dad used to take me to these projects to see the clients when he was quoting them. And sometimes he took me. I was on vacation, summer vacations. He took me to the project. So
the best education right there.
Yeah, when I tell people that for me it's so easy to visualize, okay, let's tear down this wall, open up this and connect with that. I think I have it in my blood.
I think you do.
And I feel, that's why maybe I'm so connected with real estate.
Yes. Beautiful. Okay. So far you can help our clients with ADUs, tearing down some walls. You also authored a few books.
Well, not completely by myself, okay?
We have some books to share with our clients.
Yeah.
We're going to pop a couple of those up,
Yeah.
and there's going to be some links to the books in here, as well as links for Virginia's social and things like that. So we will pop those up. But I would love to hear a little bit more, because in my notes, it looks like you do help a lot of people with their credit as well.
Yeah, that was before I got my license in real estate, because I started more than 20 years ago in real estate as an assistant. But for one reason or for another, every time I focused to get my license, something happened in my life. So before I finally got my license, I started doing credit restoration, because I discovered that I was an assistant broker, that a lot of people had problems and they had enough money for the down payment, but at the time they had to fix the credit, it was really expensive.
Very expensive. It used to be very expensive.
So the problem was that if they fixed the credit, then they didn't have enough money for the down, and vice versa, So I discovered different companies, but, big chunk of money. So I joined a company at that time that really helped me learn a lot. So what I do nowadays, I don't really do the credit restoration. What I do is getting the credit report from people, see where we can help them improve, for instance, past due payments, or sometimes our collections. Sometimes it's $150 that people don't want to pay for a collection and it's hurting, like you have no idea. So I also offer a connection with a company that if you pay them a fee, they report your rental as a credit history. And that helps
balance.
Get sometimes 20, 40 points increase in their credit, just adding that service. And sometimes people need only 20 points to be able to qualify for a better rate.
Yes.
So it's called rent reporters, that you can connect them. They report to TransUnion. They charge a fee that you will choose if you want to go 1 year or 2 years for your back rental history. And they also offer you for $7, $9 a month to keep reporting your rent.
Oh,
So that keeps helping you to rebuild your credit. So as I said, I'm not in charge of doing a lot of stuff, but I'm connected with the companies or the contractors or whatever are the experts.
yes. But you've interviewed this company and you know that they are professional and that people can trust going there with you.
Oh, they gave me with clients that they really needed. They were in the 585, 595 FICO score, and they didn't qualify. They needed the 620, and they got it pretty quick. Then the guidelines changed because of the pandemic, and we were almost there, but they needed 640 instead of 620.
Yes.
We kept pushing and fixing, and then the client was ready in pretty much 6 months, and we closed the transaction after 8 months since she started fixing the credit. So
yes, and if people are going to, let's just, for instance, go back and fund an ADU, a dwelling in their backyard or in their garage, you need money for that.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of our seniors are going to be having quite a bit of equity in their home. They've been there 20, 30 years. They've paid down their mortgage to nothing. Sometimes maybe you have a small balance, but if they need $200,000 to build a nice ADU in their backyard, would it be, me being in finance, I would think they'd have a couple options, but do you suggest a line of credit? If they're
reverse mortgage could be an option.
62 and over, yes. Reverse mortgage is
it's a special topic.
It's a special topic. Some people hear the words and they're whoa, and they put the brakes on.
Because there's a misconception, and we understand, like, at the beginning of 2000, the situation what happened with the crash, some people are like, no, I don't want these kind of loans. Well, no, now everything is more than regulated, especially reverse mortgage, because the federal government is involved. So the federal government is like FHA, is not going to allow anything that is going to be a real risk for the future. So there's no risk to lose your house. There's no risk. I mean, it's a lot of information, but it's safe to use a reverse mortgage. Some people even sell. They only use part of the money they kept just to use as a down payment to buy. It's a combination of different options that is going to be tailored based on their special needs. But
yes, the reverse mortgage has many, many options. Some people use it for strategic reasons, which is what we are talking about right here. We wouldn't necessarily say we need it, but it will allow you to do some really great things with your equity to bring you in more money. So that we call strategically using the reverse mortgage. But again, so many options, and they're very customizable to everybody. So if you do have questions regarding reverse mortgages, raise your hand.
Yeah, please.
Yes, contact me, expert in your area, whoever it might be, but learn about them because they are fantastic. So on to the next option. Let's see. So credits obviously are important because we're going to be financing. We're going to be financing different things, whether it be an ADU or a new property. We're maybe downsizing from a 2-story to a single story. Again, the reverse for purchase can come in right there. A lot of people have no idea that you can use the reverse mortgage for a purchase. It's a beautiful thing. And you can keep some of the money back, like you were just saying.
Nobody wants to be tight. Nobody wants to be tight with money, especially the older we get. Nobody likes to be like, okay, what I'm going to do. I mean, if your car breaks, if something happens, even taking sometimes going into a trip that you could never enjoy. And this is the time to say, okay, or I do it nowadays, or I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it in 5-10 years.
Exactly.
So it's common sense, get information, review, and do the math. You are the expert, obviously, at this point. I'm the expert in the real estate, but you are the expert in the mortgage. But yeah, and I always tell people, even if you don't buy or sell with me, whatever you decide, please get everything in writing.
Yes.
Talk to your family, review all the numbers, because it's a very important decision. No matter
Yeah.
what you decide, you need to have everything clear in paper.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. But don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid. Just because you heard something 20 years ago doesn't mean it's the same thing right now.
No,
Like you
no.
said,
It's a different real estate market. It's a different mortgage market completely. There are cycles, and we know there are changes. Like for instance, in August this year, we had a big change in the law that now is different. How we work with people interested in buying or selling. So new documents, new laws. That's it. We need to catch up.
yes, more transparency is the key,
Mhm.
I guess, was what the government's going for.
Mhm.
So to wrap up a couple things, it looks like you really help people improve their portfolio. I mean, ADU and then downsizing so that they can keep maybe more of their money.
Mhm.
And if you downsize, you might have some money left over where you can buy another home.
Well, there are somebody else from our team is the expert in 1031 exchange. People that are thinking, some people, although they may be retiring or close to their retirement, they think that, okay, you know what, if I'm going to be retired, maybe I just focus on managing. So I have a duplex or a fourplex. And some people say, you know what, I want to buy 8, 10 units, maybe in a different county. And that's going to be my job, dealing with the tenants, visiting them, picking up the rental payments, And there's a great option that still is acting the 1031 exchange that you can sell a property under that program and buy a bigger property with higher price because you are going to defer your tax payments.
Yes.
Meaning you are not going to pay capital gain.
Yes.
You reinvest that money for something better with better income, and then you can defer those taxes instead of paying right now to the IRS.
Yes, and we talk a lot about that. In the reverse world too, because you're going to get a big chunk of money, and that does not hit your taxes. So it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So in wrapping up our talk today, is there anything you would like to add?
Well, obviously, like you just mentioned, the books.
Yes.
I offer these books completely free when people interview me because they are thinking in selling. So I like to share this information, home improvements that improve values, selling secrets you cannot afford to miss. Because I'm reading the three at the same time. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm reading. And the third one, a real estate guide to a stress-free life, especially for seniors. So, we need to plan. We need to plan. I tell people, when you're going to organize a trip, vacation, whatever, you need to plan. If you're going to drive your car, you need to check your tires. You need to confirm everything is perfect for the trip. If you're going to organize going through airplane, you need to organize the dates, book the days, the tickets, and organize if you're going to go to the family or you're going to stop some. Well, this is the same. And the only way you can plan is knowing and thinking what you like to do based on the information to make your best decision. So this is my offer. I also offered the flyers. I don't know if you can see. This is specifically about ADUs.
Yes.
Oh,
we'll have those for you all too, and some links.
Yeah, and don't forget something that is also crucial and people don't think sometimes about is probate. Why do we need a living trust? That is,
I just got licensed in probate. That was a class.
That's fabulous. That's fabulous.
A terrible thing. It's a terrible thing that you are not in control.
Let me share one of the very last situations in the office with one of our realtors. The property was sold for like 600. I have the information right there, 620, something like that, because there was no living trust. They pay $55,000 just in fees for the court for the attorneys, evaluation. I mean, it's insane. Not having a living trust, especially in California, believe me, it's insane.
It's
Completely.
pricey, it's long, it's
To 3
terrible
years,
for the family.
2 to 3 years, just because, don't forget, depending on how many heirs. And some heirs hire their own attorney. So sometimes it's 2, 3 different attorneys involved, plus the court, plus the fees. So it's no joke. 2 to 3 years dealing with the probate because of not having just a living trust.
Over $50,000 because you didn't have a trust.
Can you believe it?
And a trust is about what, $2,000?
Even less, depending. We have one of our real estate brokers in our office. He's a real estate paralegal.
Okay.
And he doesn't give advice because he's not an attorney, but the cost is a little less. It's much more affordable. Mm-hmm.
So the moral of the story is, if you own property, anything of value, get a trust. Mm-hmm. Name it all out. You can literally say who gets what. Someone wants a salt and pepper shaker. It's going to that person.
I can also provide flyers about all those topics completely free by mail or by email, depending what the people prefers. But yeah, I'm a fan of sharing information and get educated to make the best decision.
That's very nice of you. And so if anybody needs some links, we will have them all listed here for Virginia and her services that she oversees and or is in charge of. Just depends what it is. So look for some links, everyone. And Virginia, why don't you tell us how to reach you?
Well, usually people call me or text me or email me, but the easiest way always is my phone number, 323-717-5167. And you can call me or text me, and then you decide.
Very good. Thank you so much, Virginia, for sharing your knowledge, sharing all the education that you provide. We appreciate that and look forward to talking to you again in the future.
My pleasure. Thank you for the invite. A real
Thank you.
Great time. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to Retirement Reimagined. I hope today's episode gave you some great tips to elevate your retirement. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you found our discussion helpful, please leave a review. It helps others find the podcast too. Curious about how to unlock new financial opportunities in retirement? I'd love to chat and explore how we can make your golden years even brighter. Until next time, I'm Tiffany Neary. Keep reimagining.